Yo my people them, CFC Redis Blue, back with another video, and in today's news update we're going to be going through Mason Mount's contract update in terms of his transfer news and his potential sell from Chelsea Football Club, as well as Reece James injury update and an N'Golo Kante contract update as well. But before we get into today's news, I'd like to remind you guys to check out the watch along with me and my broski Scrum later today, Man United versus Chelsea. Make sure to check out the match preview, which is in the description below. Make sure to check that out, leave your thoughts and opinions, and come through for the watch along, and hopefully see someone be upset and someone be happy, because these are what the watch alongs are about, especially when you have another guest on the channel. So make sure to check that out, starting at 7:30 PM today. But now let's get into the news, and we're going to start off with Mason Mount. And in this story, the story's been brewing for a number of months now. Mason Mount is most likely going to leave Chelsea Football Club. That's just the realness of it, and the reason why that this is going to happen most likely is because Mason Mount wants to have a contract where he's going to probably be earning at least 180k a week. Right now he's earning 80k a week, and when you think of the player that he is, a two-time Chelsea Player of the Year, he got in the Premier League last season, he got double digits for goals and assists, as well as being influential in our Champions League run when we won the Champions League in 2021, nearly 2 years ago. And I'll be honest with you, I completely understand why Mason Mount wouldn't want to extend his contract. Like, you got guys like Kepa Arrizabalaga, Kai Havertz, who have been earning more than 100k, nearly 100k more than Mason Mount, and they've been at the club for nearly 3 years. It's like right now, the thing I would say is that it's just very bad timing. Like, in this year, Mount's contract expires in 2024, so this is the last year. Like, this is basically contract year for renewal coming up, and in this season he hasn't been good at all. He hasn't, and it doesn't bode well for him. Not only to mention that, but we have now finished outside of the top half of the table. And in the new board, their system, the way they work, is that if we have a bad season, players' wages get cut, and on that note, they're not going to be willing to offer Mason Mount like a 200+k contract a year for the next 3 to 4 years. It's just not going to happen. Like, they're trying to there's a report that came out earlier that basically says that we are trying to have between 70 and 80k a week on an average basis that players are going to earn at Chelsea Football Club. Like, wages is astronomical, and we're going to be honest, the wage structure has been a mess for a numerous amount of years, and I can't lie, it's a bad case scenario. Like, the bad timing, this couldn't have come at a worse time. But with Mason Mount potentially going to leave, am I going to be happy that he's going to leave? No, I'm not going to be happy that he's going to leave, because he's an integral part of this team. And this kind of reminds me of a Juan Mata situation, a former player who helped us win a Champions League, a player that won 2 consecutive Player of the Years at Chelsea Football Club, but eventually got moved on. And the harsh reality of all of this is that Mason Mount, as great as he is and as good as he is, especially for a Chelsea fan, being a homegrown talent, been here since 6 years old, times are going to change, and players will come and players will go. I don't want Mason Mount to leave, but I'm not going to be crying if he does, because at the end of the day, this is life. The only thing I'll be upset about is the fact that he'll probably go to another English team, whether that's Man United, whether that's Manchester City, whether that's Liverpool, because all the top teams are linked with him, even Arsenal. Even a report that came out from a report that came out from David Ornstein, it says Mason Mount leaning towards joining Manchester United if Chelsea agree to sell. Talks expected between the clubs in due course. Other clubs who have been pursuing the 24-year-old England international are aware of his are aware of his preference. So that's just the news on Mason Mount. Hopefully we can sort out a deal, but if not, Mason Mount's probably going to be saying goodbye to Chelsea this Sunday in the Newcastle game, because he probably won't play for us again. So I hope it's not the case, but if it is, Mason Mount, you'll always be respected, and I'll always forever cherish the fact that you helped us win the Champions League and been an integral part of us finishing top 4 from every season that you've been here, bar this one. So now we're going to move on to the Reece James injury update. And basically, in this update, there was a breaking news that happened today, reported by C345 Sam. Reece James, who was aiming to feature against Newcastle, tweaked his hamstring in training on Wednesday and is now a doubt for Sunday's clash. I'm going to be so honest with you. This is a blessing in disguise, because under no circumstance should Reece James be playing any more games throughout the rest of this season. He is the top 3, one of the top 3 most important players, arguably the most important player in this team, and we have nothing to play for. We are not going to finish in the top half, so please tell me why Reece James would have been playing at all, regardless of Man United or Newcastle. It doesn't matter. We have nothing to play for, and we'd risk him getting another injury. Let the man rest. Let him rest. Let him have 3 to 4 months rest. No matches, like all of that kind of stuff, because pre-season will be coming in the next 2 months and he'll be ready and fit for that. But allow him to rest. Don't rush him back, because that's what happens so many different times. Rush Reece James back and then 2 months later he will get injured. That's a no-no. That's a no-no. And on that note, I'm actually kind of happy that he's had a setback, because he shouldn't be playing at all. So speedy recovery to you, Reece James, and yeah, man, I just hope that you're fit for pre-season. But that's the injury update in terms of Reece James. But now we're going to move on to the last person, and this is in N'Golo Kante, and this was reported by Nizar Kensila. So N'Golo Kante was close to signing a new long-term contract, a new 2-year contract, but his Chelsea future again looks unclear, with his deal expiring on June 30th. So with just over a month to go until Kante's deal expires, there's uncertainty regarding it, and this is terrible, very terrible, because there's been back and forth correspondence. 1 minute he's looking like he's going to sign a deal, we are feeling confident, and now a report like this comes out. Like, what goes on behind the scenes? Like, right now everything looks like a mess from all the news that have happened this week, whether that's someone in the Chelsea board of finance or financial dealings has left, the whole Mudryk scenario, all of these different kind of things. It's like, what is going on? Is this really how the season is just playing out, that no sense makes the more sense? Because please tell me why everything just moves backwards. It doesn't make any sense for me, and right now we really just need the season to end, and next season needs to hurry up and come. But if next season we do not have N'Golo Kante, then I, for one, am scared, because we can't let a player like this leave. One thing for Mason Mount to leave. He's not a generational player. He is not the best player in the world on his day in his position, but that is N'Golo Kante. We cannot afford for N'Golo Kante to leave Chelsea Football Club. No. That is a no-go. This man here needs to stay. Partner him with Enzo next season, and then transition someone else, whether that be like a Latvia or a Caicedo, because Kante needs to be here. I don't care whether he plays some games, he starts on the bench or whatever, but do not let him leave. We need a man like this around. The positive vibes, the positive spirit, the never say die attitude, a winning mentality, that is N'Golo Kante. that is N'Golo Kante. And I just pray, really pray that he stays at Chelsea for the next 2 years. But we're going to have to wait and see. It's near the end of the season, so man, time will tell what will be happening next season. But on that note, that's going to be it from me regarding this Chelsea news update in regards to Mason Mount, Reece James and N'Golo Kante. I hope you guys have enjoyed the news, and remember to check out the watch along as well as checking out the match preview for the Chelsea vs Man United game later today. Please make sure to check that one out, and for any questions you guys have, leave them in the comment section below and I will reply to you guys. And yeah, follow me on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Snapchat and Facebook for
Bye.